Hey everybody. I think day 4 of moving. So we are out of this place completely. There's just a little bit of, I got my coffee in my coffee pot with me. So cheers for coffee. And yes, I have my dog up on the counter. There's nobody living here. I haven't cleaned yet. And here's the plan. We are going to be grooming him. I got his face done already. Isn't he adorable? And then giving him a bath. So sit pretty. Come on, sit, please. Honey, she's not here. He thinks his girlfriend is here. So he is on the trail for that. So I'm just using this little battery operated, because my grooming tool, it's here, I'll show you. This one right here, this big one right here, does not work anymore. I have a couple of them in here. I've worked on them. I've taped them up over the years. I've had dogs for this. Look at this one. Pink duct tape on this one. So we are on our last leg of, last time I took him into the groomers, and it was very pleasant to have him just his haircut and brought home. I loved it. However, we are taking advantage of nobody living in this apartment before we clean it. So I'm just going to make it just a little bit dirtier before I clean it. So here we go. We're going to trim his face and his feet and give him a bath, and because our new apartment has a new carpet, a new flooring. So he's a little dirty up here under the belly. So then we're just going to trim him up and make him look so cute. I got his face done already. So we're just going to finish up his face and do his paws. He doesn't want to be up on the counter because he thinks his girlfriend's here. But I'm asking him to please be a good boy. Yeah, so he stands like this so I can groom his belly. But I'm not ready to groom his belly yet. We're going to finish your face first. His hair he's got this real thick undercoat that is a nightmare to take care of. So usually I have him in a winter cut and a summer cut, and we are going into winter, so I won't be cutting any of this this time. So next year when summer comes, he's got a little bit of rat still. I did his ears, but he's got just a tad bit of rat. I haven't trimmed them, and now we're going to be working on his paws. So, and I'm just going to do like a poodle paw here, because just to get the hair away from the paw. And winter's coming, so we want to keep his legs warm, so we won't be cutting above the paw. Hey, come on. I know. I have some other methods as well. I can always hand cut the paw, but these tools are made to not cut them. So it's not like you have to be careful that you're going to cut them. I mean, it is possible. Hey, honey, come on. Hold still. Hey, you want to be done? Do you want to be done? We got to get this done so we can clean. Okay? Okay, please. Come here, baby. You're such a good boy. I know. You don't want to do this, but I know. And I'm just going to do just a little bit, okay? And then we'll give you a bath. Get these in between these toes. Okay? And we'll give you a bath. And I don't know why this isn't cutting like it should. It is battery operated, so maybe the battery is a little low. Or, it could be that I need to oil it or clean it. So we're just going to do a little quick clean. Or it's not very warm, so it's not overheating per se, which is a good thing. Sometimes I have a tendency to overheat my trimmers because I use them too much. But, and we're just going to put a little bit of oil on there, right at the base of the blade there. So just like across right here, let it get in there. Good and soaked in there. Not too much, just a little bit. All right. Now this should go a little smoother. There we go. Hey, come on. Let me get the feet and the hair underneath your paw. It's just terribly. It's ratted up and filthy. I've been neglecting this, unfortunately, because I am sick, and that's why I took him in last time. And then I let him go this time again, and he's at that stage where get that haircut, or he's going to be so hard to brush anymore, you know. So when I got this dog for my daughter, and he's such a sweetheart, and I love dogs, don't get me wrong, I used to be a dog rescuer. I would foster them at my home at no charge, because I would just buy everything. And at one point, I think I had 6 dogs, and I had two of my own. He was one of them. So I had my dog, which was his aunt, and she was a full-bred Lhasa Apso. Then her brother got a Maltese pregnant, and we got him. And so I got him as a gift for my daughter, and so she loved him, and no doubt about that. But then she went off to college and couldn't keep him, and la-di-da, you know, everybody, you know the story, right? Can't keep the dog in the dorm, and where's the, here we go. Let me see the bottom of that foot. Now, that trimmer's taken way too long to get this, so I'm gonna go to the hand cutting method. I usually end up cutting myself and not him, but you just got to be careful, and you got to know where the hair stops and the skin starts. So I've cut many of dogs, and I very rarely, you got to hold still here, babe, have any issues. And I've never taken grooming classes. My trimmer did come with a CD video, and I watched it a couple of times, so I got little tips. But I've been grooming dogs for so many years. But I've yet to groom him since my cataract surgery on my eyes, and because I have that space. So my eyes aren't perfect, but I can see close up, you know, from like here to here, and then there's this space before I can see without my glasses from here out. So this is the space that I'm working in, and it's a very important space, and everything's blurry, and so I've got to kind of go by touch as well, and just be very careful that I don't, hey, hold still. Hey, please hold still. Please. Now I got to get the hair back up there. I know you don't like in between, but we got to do it. Hold still. Okay. There we go. See, that wasn't bad. One more toe. There we are. So, you know, I'm getting the foot. It's not a big deal, really. I just don't want rats in his pad. So he's got a little rat here. And up around his claws, I'm going to trim his claws. And if I trim his feet, then trimming his claws make it a lot easier to do that. And ideally, here's ideal length of claws. When your dog walks on your kitchen floor, if you can hear the little tick, 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 your dog's nails are too long. So what you do is you trim them back. And if you have any issues with a bleed or anything like that, you can take them in and have them trimmed. Hey, take them up to the vet, pay, you know, the office visit, have shots and trim the nails or whatever. Or you could take them to a groomer's and have the nails trimmed. But if you want to do it yourself, and it's going to save you a lot of money in the long run to learn how to trim nails if you have an animal. But ideally, the black ones are harder. There's white nail or clear nails and black nails. He's got a couple of each. So there's a couple of black toenails down there, I think. But so ideally, you want to go just shy of halfway on the first initial cut. Have some, you can buy the stuff, or you can use, I use flour, um, baking powder, any agent like that. It would, be a clotting agent. But if you cut a nail and it bleeds, it's got to be clotted. If you don't clot it, the dog can potentially bleed to death from a nail. So you really got to stop the bleeding. You can't just, oh, I'm sorry, I cut you, you're bleeding, and dab it and move on. You got to make sure you got to dip it in some stop bleed for animals, right? You got the stop bleed that you can buy at the pet store and da-da-da. Your vet or probably even Walmart. So you want to have that on hand, and if you don't have that on hand, and it does happen, you can substitute flour, baking powder, anything like that. So any white powder. So we got one foot done. See, it's kind of cute, right? We haven't trimmed the nails yet, but his nails are very long. And so we're going to start on another. Hey, we're just going to hand do it, okay? Okay, please. Please let me do it. At least I'm not cutting your face anymore, right? I'm not trimming your face anymore. Okay, let me trim your foot. So, but trimming the feet can be challenging because you do have the nails in there and you got the pads. And you want to just keep bringing the hair up, especially on a hand cut, and just bring it up. And I think that that thing is just too, even if I'm going to use that, I would trim most of the hair off to use it. Hey, no, you're fine. You're fine. You're doing great, sweetie. You're doing just perfect, okay? We're going to have this done. The more you hold still, the quicker it goes. I'm telling you, it's just the way it is. It's the way life is, buddy. Such is life, huh? So, and then me doing this, because, I gotta say, I want to talk about me for just 1 second here, is my pain has been, I'm waking up now in pain. So I'm overdoing it with the move. But I understand this stuff has to get done. In order for me to get back in my kitchen and cook, I've got to get all that unpacked. So I got to do that today too. And then I can maybe post a cooking video or anything like that. Okay, let me do your pad now. Let me do the pad. Yeah, I know. I'll be careful, I promise. And just go a little bit at a time. You don't have to go all the way down on the first initial cut. You can do multiple passes. And so just so you know, I am left-handed, and these are a left-handed shear. You can tell because I have that. So you want to put your fingers in here, and then you want to rest one of them. I usually don't put my first two. I put my middle finger and my thumb in, and then rest my ring finger on that. I know, baby, I know. He's such a sweetie. He's being a really good boy. So we got almost two done, almost done. Can you hold still for me? Because we're almost done, sweetie. And then I'm just getting him to a point where I can give him a bath. And I know a lot of groomers, they'll bathe them and dry them and then cut them. I just assume cut them and then bathe them and dry them and then be done. So we're going to do that. And then what I'm planning on doing is every day I'm going to spend 20 minutes or half an hour cleaning him up and grooming a little more here and there. So then the cuts can be, and getting really getting in these pads so the cuts can be good. Okay, we're done with that one. Can I do a back one, please? And then we can have a bath. I just got to brush your tail. We'll have a bath and we'll be done. Please. Let me do it. Okay, hold still. That's a good boy. Good boy. And, just a little bit at a time. Get down there. You can do whatever length you want when you hand cut, or, you can use your little attachments on your cutter, on your cutter, on your grooming, groomer cutter. I'm not sure what they means. I have no idea. But you have these attachments that you can put on there. So if you want to keep the hair long, you can just snap on one of these attachments. This one doesn't go to, I don't remember, but somebody had given me one. And then the ideal nail trimmers, there's these ones that have, you have to put the nail into it, and then this. This is not an open-ended one that you can use. However, the open-ended ones are good to have as well. So let me find that. Here is an open-ended. So see, that's open, and this one is not. Now, if the toenail is embedded, say you let it get embedded into the pad. So when my mother passed away, I got my dog Sophie, his aunt. She was 4 years old at the time. Because the health of my mother, she was unable to groom her for quite some time. So she was a bit of a mess when I got her. So I had to trim her nails. So I'm trimming her nails, and then I realize I can't put this around her nail, because her dew claw nail, because it had embedded into the pad like this. It was so long, it curled over, and unfortunately, sometimes things get missed, and the dew claw is things that sometimes people miss. So it's not like she was neglecting, it just got missed at the groomers or the vets or whatever. So it ended up growing in. I remember taking her to the groomers that my mother used to use. And so she got groomed, and I was there, and I said, I want you to help me with the nails. So she had these two that she gave me, and then she explained the close end and the open end. Now the close end, you really don't have a guide on how much nail to put or not to put. See, there's really no guide. You have to guide it yourself. Now this one has a nail guide. So you see this piece of metal that I moved from behind to that? So the nail is, if you have this guard up, the nail is only going to go in so far. So you're going to be able to trim just a tiny, tiny bit off, just a little bit of the nail. And at first, you probably want to go a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. And a lot of the times, you just got to go. When you have this set, sometimes you just got to go, because if you don't go as quick as you can and snap that nail off, your dog is going to jerk back. Oh, sorry, sweetie. And probably you both might get hurt. So just be cautious when you're ready to cut and it's positioned and you've got this 2/3 of the way close. See, watch this. So you got that on that nail, right? And you're ready to snap it, and your dog is pulling. Just snap it. Don't jerk, but just have it all the way down around the nail and snap like that. Okay, so his nails are pretty long, so this one I can use on these nails here because there's no issue, and I have stuff on hand, and I know how far I can go, and so I'm just going to estimate how far I can go, and I'm going to put this around the nail. And it's nerve-wracking, of course it is. You're cutting a nail, right? And I'm only going to take off a little bit. I'm going to take off about maybe half of what I can. So, and I'm just going to snap. And see how he held still? Yeah. So that was a good one. And I cut off probably, well, my nails are breaking, so I can't give you an estimate. But probably as much as this one would allow me to cut off with the card. So I cut off about half. And then you look in the nail. You look at the end of the nail that you've cut. And if you see a red dot, do not cut it down any further, even if it's still too long, because that's where the blood vein goes. So I can see that on this nail, It's a little dark, but there's still enough room to cut off a little bit more. I have a tendency to cut off less than I should, but then you just come back a week later and cut off a little bit more. And the quick is where that blood vein, that's called the quick. So you have the nail, and then you have a blood vein that's going in the nail, right? And it sits back like this. So, and that's called the quick. So when you cut it, you don't want to nick the quick. I know, right? So you just cut it a little bit at a time. When I did his nail, I cut off about that much of his nail, just that much. So it wasn't a lot, but I wanted to show you how to do it, and then I dropped it in the sink. So there you go. Because, you know, we're talking about me here. I'm a fucking mess, man. Right, baby? Right, baby? I know you want down. Can I just finish your back claw real quick? I just want to cut a little bit off, okay? This one right here. Can I do that? Can I do that, please? Please? I know you want to be done. I know you do. And we should be done. So you don't want to keep them up on the table too long. And I have a table, and I also have one of those bars that you attach to the table. It comes up and it has a little loop at the top, and you have your, like a leash, right? And you put them on that, right? I have one of those. However, I don't know where it is. So, and I'm not sure it would even mount to this counter. So that's about it, okay? So we're gonna finish up his back claws real quick. So, and you can go this way, right? And just hold it. Okay, hold still. Hold still. 1 second. Just give me 1 second. 1 second, okay? Good boy. Okay, hang on. Hang on. See how he's holding still for me? Oh, what a good boy. Hang on. Get that off. You got ratty feet. You got ratty feet, mister. Yeah, we got to fix your feet. And I'm just doing a rough trim right now before I give him a bath. So, and then I'll probably trim again after the bath, and then we'll sharpen it up as we go along, because I am sick and my pain is, wow, like I was crying this morning, and I shouldn't have been, but I was. And I keep saying to myself, I am not gonna let this. I'm not gonna let it. I just won't let it take any more of my life that it already has. I just won't. So I'm gonna endure some sort of pain to do, you know, things. Hey, baby, I'm almost done. Come on, let me finish, please. Just sit tight. I'm almost done. Okay. And so my husband had to work. Well, you know, he's no longer my husband. We got divorced in 2015. But, you know, we're friends. We live together, and we do love each other. There's no doubt there. But, you know, we have a child together, and we're best friends. So, oh man, I just dumped that in a bowl of water. My battery operated. Okay, well, we're gonna have to try that out before it gets too much further in there. Okay, so that's a pretty good rough trim. And I'm gonna trim his nails after I give him a bath, or I can actually do it now. I can do this foot right here. So we're just gonna go, and some of his nails are darker, like this one is darker, and they are very long. Okay, ready? And just talk to him. Okay, here we go. That's a good boy. Good job, Skippy. He says, yeah, Mom, trim my nails. He's usually pretty good. If he jerks and yelps, I've gone too far. And believe you me, it's not easy setting this. So you got to get your hands kind of down further on the handle and go sideways a little bit and slowly close while you're adjusting where you are. This one, I'm afraid I might get, okay, we're just going to take a little bit. There we go. That's a good one. And this one is dark, and I don't like the dark ones, but this one is dark. So I'm just do a little bit on this one. There we go. That's a good boy. Good job. Good job. All right. So can we do this foot too? Can we do this one too, please? I know you want to get off the table, but we're going to do this one too real quick. If I can get that adjustment right. There we go. Close it around it slowly. Snap. Once you have it closed around the nail. And people that are used to doing this can just do it so fast. When you're first starting, and like I don't do the nails often enough, but then you just gotta go slow, be careful. Don't take as much as your vet did. Don't take as much as a groomer did. Whoops, you got a little jerk there. Let me look, let me look. Yep, it's bleeding. Okay, so I went too low on this one right here, and I don't have really anything right here. It's all down at the other apartment. So I'm going to take some of his hair, and I'm going to blot it with his hair. So you can wrap some hair, dog hair around it, and it'll stay for a few minutes. You okay? You okay? Oh, baby, I'm so sorry. So I might have to, oh, I have bread. Okay. So as you can see, I accidentally cut his quick. That is one nail for a couple of seconds. So I've got to get something on this immediately. Stay. Don't you move. I'm going to grab the bread end out of this loaf of bread because I literally have nothing in this apartment. And I was irresponsible and thought I could do his toes and not be prepared for going too deep. I'm so sorry, hon. I'm so sorry. Are you okay? You okay, baby boy? Aww. It's okay. I love you so much, yeah. Okay, so we're just going to sit here and see, because I'm not going to ignore it. I'm not going to not pay attention to it until it stops bleeding. So you've got to be on it. So don't do what I did. Okay, I'm 4 doors down, so I could definitely just grab him and go down and get that flour and do it. So I'm just trying not to have to do that. If I can get it to stop bleeding before I get him in the bath, then we'll be good. So these quick veins do have a tendency to bleed quite a bit. So you just got to, and there's flour in the bread, so it could work. I've never used a bread end, but I just ripped a piece off the end, and this really thick end too. So, want to bite of bread? Do you want to bite of bread? You take a little bite? No? He says, no, Mom, I don't eat bread. Okay, let's take a look. See how we're going. So, gosh darn it, honey, I am sorry. I'm so sorry. But it looks like it worked. Bread works. I'm just going to put it back on there to make sure. The hair didn't really work. I should have had a little tiny shot glass of flour with some Q-tips and ready to go if this happened. But he's handling it very well, unfortunately. I always feel so bad because I hurt the baby, didn't I? Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on that. I think the bread worked. There's blood all over his paw. So let me give you a little close-up on this. So I probably will go down to the house. So I got that end claw right there, too short, and he's being such a good boy about it. He wants to tuck his claw. He wants to tuck now. So see what he did. He tucked his He tucked his arm right there. Okay, so we're gonna get down off the counter now. So basically, if I fuck up like that and do it too low, we were almost done anyways. I'm just gonna let it go for now, and then I'll groom a little bit every day. You know, he's licking it, babe. I don't think you should lick it. Well, it's not bleeding, so I suppose if you want to lick it and make yourself better, you can. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, let me throw this bread away. Let's put it right on top of the garbage. Don't you move. Don't you move there, mister. Okay, you ready to get down? Ready to get down and get a good boy treat? Come on, up we go. So he always gets up like this for me. Ready? Put your arm. There we go. Ready? Okay. There we go. I got you. Yeah, that's a good boy. This is my good boy. His name is Skippy, and he is, believe it or not, he's 11. He just turned 11 years old. He acts like a puppy. He does. He acts like a puppy. Let me see. So, and he thinks his girlfriend is coming over. So he's been Hey, what are you licking up? What are you doing? Oh, he's licking on his. If he's licking on it, we might want to go down to, look at how dirty this apartment is. I got to shampoo the carpet and everything. Isn't that terrible? We lived here for like 8 years and not want to shampoo the carpet. So I bought a shampooer, and I would shampoo like the hallways and stuff. But I have never done the whole carpet, so all that was underneath our couches. It's terrible. Hey, you. Skippy, how's your foot? Is your foot okay? Is your foot okay? Yeah, he's giving me the dirty look. Stop filming me, Mom. Okay, well, thank you for joining me to give my dog a little trim. I'm going to also record him taking a bath, and I'll post like a second video. So I'm going to give him a bath here in a minute. I just want to make sure it's not bleeding anymore. And he's doing the, oh, Mom, I cut my nail. Too short. But anyways, he's a good boy. And I love him very much. And I feel bad when I do that because, and a lot of times because I'm not working, I can't afford, you know, the 60, 70, 80 bucks for a groom. So sometimes like a nail trim is 20 bucks, you know, nowadays. And it's just something that we have struggled to afford, you know. And if I do all the grooming, which I've done for years on many dogs, I groomed my mother's and my sister's poodles, standard size poodles, multiple times. And so I'm just like, I'll get in there and do it, sure. It takes me about 4 hours to groom a dog. That's a complete body groom. Cutting all the hair, shampooing, then cutting more, and then doing the nails and blow drying and brushing and spraying the doggy smell good stuff, putting a scarf on them, sending them on their way. And I make the scarves too. They're so adorable. I make all different sizes because there's all different sized dogs out there in the world. So I'm just going to turn you around and show you my mess. All right, this is from grooming my dog. So as you can see, we have a whole bunch of doggy hair. This I dumped in the sink in the bowl of water, so I'm going to have to fix that before I put it away. So here's a big tooth comb. So there's a couple of, I like to use different size combs. Sometimes it'll take a knot out, sometimes it won't. Got my scissors, my nail trimmers, the razor stuff. It's a new razor, so I'll put it in this box when I'm done. And I have two of these actually, because the reason I have two of these is because my mother had two standard sized poodles, and she had a pink one for Holly and a blue one for Angie. And so I have both of those, by the way. So I usually use the blue one on him, but that's it. That's the one I like leave around where I'm sitting so I can brush him at night. And so there, that's how much hair I cut off. Not much, around his face and his paws and his neck, and brushed his ears out. So, and I'm gonna do his underbelly before, like tomorrow, after I give him a bath. But before we do anything else tomorrow, I'll trim his underbelly. Oh, look at this! I got dirty dishes here. These are all the dishes that are here. So, and it's dirty. This house is dirty, and I got to get to cleaning. So, I'm going to give him a bath after we take a break, and I'll go ahead and film that too and post that too. All right. Well, 36 minutes. That's 2:15s and a little bit of a cut. So maybe it'll be a 3-part series. I'm not sure I can get him bathed in 15 minutes, but I'll try.